Good morning. Let's take a look at yesterday. 2.2 the favourite was 2.5 the favourite. So this should come as no surprise. An unexpected result is not a surprise in a 2.4, 2.5 the favourite match. Would you have laid the draw second half? West Ham I would have favoured on their recent clean sheet. So in that regard, they kept Brighton quiet, but couldn't break through. Any stats? Well, it looked like it one-way traffic throughout the match. Brighton, 22 goal attempts, 8 on target, 14 off target. And for West Ham, 2 shots on target throughout the whole match. Second half in particular for Brighton, under the cosh. So if you were following in-play stats, you may have been tempted in to the Seagulls. But do please remember, 2.4, 2.5 the favourite. Tells you it's very tough to call, as indeed is this result here. Getafe, Rayo Vallecano. Getafe favoured on seasonal form, but red cards punished by Rayo Vallecano. Red card for Getafe in the first half. Red card for Mason Greenwood after the 0-2 second half. Pretty much done and dusted. Don't know if you'd have laid Getafe right or even laid the draw. That was probably the best thing in a red-carded match at 0-0. Lay the draw, and if the team with 11 players score first, the draw odds will rise markedly. I don't know if you would have done that with only 5 minutes to go of the first half. Real Sociedad and Alaves. This was an opportunity for Sociedad to get the win today, but again, red-carded in the 36th minute. I did mention at Footballtradingprofits.club that Real Sociedad could be one of those sides who perhaps won't be inconvenienced down to 10, such as the gap in quality. And indeed, it took a penalty, 76-minute penalty for Alaves to take advantage of the red card. And an amazing 96-minute equaliser for Real Sociedad. Don't know, only Mystic Meg would have seen that one coming, I think, laying a side, leading against 10 men. But throughout, look where the in-play stats lean towards. You're looking at the red and you're looking at the goal attempts. Second half in particular, 10 goal attempts, 5 shots on target, 3 off, 3 corners. For a side down to 10 men, that's pretty good going. So arguably, possibility to take Alaves on 0-1 up. We're talking about absolute ideals here, of course. This is if you've got an Elon Musk type brain and you're nailing every single angle. These are the absolute ideals. Valencia, Villarreal. 2.2 the favourite. Again, just warrants a little bit of caution. Arguable whether we could have taken on Valencia 2-0 up. Second goal being a penalty. Third goal a penalty as well. So a degree of luck from Valencia in what could have been a tighter match were it not for the penalties. Moreno getting a 73rd minute goal to make it 3-1. A messy coupon yesterday, but all hail to the ale. Hapoel Beersheva keep obliging away from home. That red card came, I think, after the first goal. Laying the draw second half with Hapoel Beersheva scoring first. Job done, basically. Nice trade. Looks like AC Milan are up for the cup. It's very hard to trust these big boys. Napoli couldn't be bothered. Inter Milan couldn't be bothered. Pretended they were interested and just capitulated in extra time against Bologna. But AC Milan are up for it. There's more Coppa Italia today. Scottish Premiership. Well, I missed out on this 1.22 favourite Rangers 20-minute rule. I just wasn't seeing the in-play stats. If it's 0-0 after 20 minutes for such a short price favourite, back 1-0, 2-0, any unquoted in the half-time score market, you'll pick up a 6, 7, 8-1 return, as you would have done on this occasion here, with 41st, 45th minute goals for Rangers in the first half. Ka-ching, I think is the phrase we're looking for. Could have laid the draw second half, given Rangers come from behind against Ross County last match, I suppose. Ross County, talk about Ross County and Aberdeen, did take on Aberdeen 0-2 up, just based on the in-play stats, really, and the fact it's 2.4 the favourite. We've had success with this in the past. An early lead for a 2.4 or higher, the favourite match. An early two-goal lead can be brought back. The in-play stats were very similar. Recent form as well, as I alluded to, Ross County scoring 2 goals against Hearts latest. So possibility of 2 goals in the locker. And Aberdeen conceding 3 goals against St Mirren latest as well. But 'twas not to be. But laying at 1.18, backing at 34, you're not going to lose much money. As simple as that. Celtic will actually turned up first half. Can't believe it. First time in 2 games that these kind of odds have turned up. And how? Immediately out of the blocks, first minute goal. That's what the 20-minute rule makes assumptions that these sides are going to be leading at half-time. 0-3, 1-3, any other away score in this case as well. You do see, don't you? 3-0, 3-1, any other home score for Rangers. 0-3, 1-3, any other away score for Celtic. It's embedded in the odds. That's why we pay attention to what the market's telling us. Scottish Championship, very little to interest there yesterday, but notably, goals bias there last night. Couldn't find any strong angle. Again, we've got a 1.18 shot. We can try out the old 20-minute rule on Dundee United. 38th minute goal. So 0-1, 0-2, any unquoted half-time score market, you come out of that with a profit for Dundee United. That's what we expect of these short price favourites. If we don't see that kind of thing happening, get involved. On to today, and it's the Spanish La Liga, which dominates proceedings today, and a warning about the odds. 2.25 the favourite, 2.38 the favourite, Celta Vigo, Betis. As Girona, Atletico Madrid, 2.4 the favourite, and the market has really learned a lesson from this Girona side. Inserted them a very, very strong favourite against Barcelona. Girona won 4-2. So pay attention to this. This is a top 3 clash. Girona having an exceptional season. It's going to be very hard to unpack this match. Now, the research is being done via Speechmatics. So it comes as basically me talking. So you're going to get 4 1-1 draws. I hope you understand. Me correcting all this is absolutely negates the whole point. Me saving time by using Speechmatics, speech to text. But let's have a look. What I do now, I'm taking it through GPT as well to just dig out some of the grammatical and syntax errors. So hopefully that will make it easier for you. But still, if you wanted information on both teams to score, Control and F, just put the word both in. And you can see just bothered there. So no both teams to score. Half, if you want a look at the first half or second half, I tend to spell out first half. So you've got some potential angles there if you use Control and F. So over 2.5 goals, 2.5. See, there we go. 6 consecutive under 2.5 goal matches away from home for Real Betis. So you've got some angles you can still get. But this allows me to get more matches under the belt without wasting time typing it all up. So Celta Vigo, only 2 wins all season. This is the first. Sorry, let's go to Granada Cadiz, 2.15 the favourite. So immediately the market's telling you they can't discount Cadiz here. Only 1 win for Granada, only 2 wins for Cadiz. That pretty much sums up these 2 sides' seasons. So just be very, very careful. A couple of dodge pots. Remember, at this stage of the season as well, 19th against 17th, form is embedded, isn't it, halfway through the season. If Cadiz are to score away from home, they tend to do it in the first half. 5 out of 6 goals scored away have come in the first half for them. 6 out of 8 recent score lines for Cadiz were draws. 5 of them were score draws. So this is not a match which appeals greatly. We've got trust issues with these sides. 4 1-1 draws. I hope you'll understand that means that. 4 1-1 draws. So 1-1 looks an obvious play. Laying perhaps Cadiz, if they score first, could be a potential play, but we've got trust issues. Both sides on the wrong end of the table. Celta Vigo against Betis, 2.3 the favourites. Yet again, we've got another tricky market. Tricky match, so says the market makers. Only 2 wins all season for Celta Vigo. They did win the last home match, part of a run of only 1 defeat and 6 home matches. So they're knocking on the door. 4 of those scorelines were score draws. So rather like the Granada match and Cadiz, there's a lot of score draws occurring in Celta Vigo matches. Opponents have scored first in 6 out of 9 Celta Vigo home matches. 18th against 7th, so you'd really logically be favouring 7th in the league, Real Betis, wouldn't you? So 18th against 17th, Celta Vigo are yet to beat a top 17 side home or away. So they've got that obstacle to overcome. 100% defeats home and away against the top 5 as well. And they're playing 7th today. Will that extend to 7th? They've conceded 2 goals, at least in 3 out of 4 home matches against the top 12. And they're playing 7th today, as I say. 5 out of 6 goals scored at home by Celta have come in the first half. So if they are to land a blow, Celta, they'll have to do it first half statistically. Real Betis, only 2 losses all season, but rather like Udinese. They love the old draw, don't they? 9 draws since then. But you saw what Udinese did to end the draw against Bologna. 3 goals. That'll end a draw. So watch out for something like that from the away side today. I can't move this. There we go, Real Betis. All bar 2 of those were score draws. So I think if Celta Vigo score first, that could be our angle in today. But I do warn you, 2.3 the favourite. You saw that 0-0 in the West Ham match yesterday. We are open to surprises with 2.3 the favourite. Betis are unbeaten in 13 matches, 7 consecutive under 2.5 goal matches. Normally when I see this heavy slant towards under 2.5 goal matches, I do look to back 0-0 pre-match. That could be a potential angle in there. Real have only lost to top 5 sides away from home, but against 15th and lower, 4-1-1 draws and a 0-0. So those draws are pervading against strugglers like Celta Vigo. So watch out for the potential of a draw today, potential for both teams to score, and I would be favouring Real Betis just based on where they are in the league. Real Madrid and Mallorca, well, quite simply, Mallorca should not be getting any change out of this at all. Only 1 defeat for Real Madrid, 5 wins in 6, 7 wins in 8 at home. Loss, draw, loss, draw away for Mallorca in stark contrast. Real Madrid are unbeaten in 12 matches. Mallorca are unbeaten in 5, but have not won in 6 away matches. First against 14th. Mallorca having a good old season. They're avoiding relegation so far. Real Madrid scored 12 goals in the first half hour of the second half. So the team talk really works for them. So if Mallorca keep it quiet first half, if they keep a 0-0 at half time, they're likely to be punished second half. Real Madrid, very strong second half at home. 1.2 odds, of course, as you know, as I've mentioned, suggests 3-0, 3-1, any other home score, and the possibility of a goal before half time as well. 20-minute rule might apply here for 1.2 favourite Real Madrid. But Mallorca do have that reputation for being defensively stout. Girona and Atletico Madrid. The market's really changed its tune after dismissing Girona against Barcelona. Girona beating them 4-2. The market has learnt its lesson. It's a top 3 clash. Very, very tough to unpack. Girona having the form of their life this season. So watch out for them. Coupe de France. It's a friendly, basically, isn't it? Nothing more than that. The French Super Cup. Normally these Super Cup matches occur at the beginning of the season. I don't know why it's on now. Toulouse really shouldn't land a blow at all. Paris Saint-Germain, 1.25 favourite. It's up to them if they take it seriously or not. The Greek Super League. What do we see here today? A lot of potential 20-minute rulers, but please bear in mind, a lot of these matches will be played behind closed doors, apparently. No spectators there. That's going to change the whole complexion of the matches. You've seen AEK Athens, for example, at these kind of odds, limping to 2-2 draws, for example. That's down to no spectators. So we're going to have to measure what we see. Don't make assumptions. With a crowd behind you, particularly at home, AEK Athens, PAOK Thessaloniki, Panathinaikos are at home today. With a crowd, you'd expect them to be more likely to bring in our expected goals before half-time, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. So I won't do any research on this. It's the spectator issue is of great concern. If you wanted a quick look at the matches, well, I can do that for you using fcstats.com and a challenge table. A challenge table will just give you a quick indicator but do note, no spectators at all. First match, we're going to avoid Aris Thessaloniki, 2.15 the favourite. Olympiacos Piraeus are playing Lamia. Lamia are 7th in the league. Olympiacos are 3rd, and it's a very tight at the top. So do expect PAOK Thessaloniki, Panathinaikos, and Olympiacos, and AEK Athens, all strong favourites today to really push for those wins. It's very, very tight in the Greek Super League. Very exciting stuff. Lamia at home. They've lost every single match they've played against the top 4. They're playing Olympiacos today, who they lost 4-0 to. So we've got head-to-heads coming into this match, which will help you. Give you an idea. So 1-0 would be best case scenario you would expect for Lamia today. Eminently gettable if they score first. They scored first twice against the top 5. Olympiacos on their travels, how did they get along? Well, they're unbeaten away from home. The draw is their worst case scenario today. Okay, they have a tendency to keep clean sheets as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sheets in 7 away matches is a very strong pattern for Ollie today. So if Lamia do score first, for me, they're highly unlikely to score that second goal, aren't they? AEK Athens against Folos. AEK Athens home advantage, but no spectators. Unbeaten at home, AEK Athens are playing 10th in the league, Folos, who they beat 2-3 last time these two met. 2 or 3 goals expected of AEK Athens today. Folos, away from home. Well, they haven't beaten any side in the top 6, home or away, including a 2-3 loss against AEK, as I say. And if they're losing and conceding 2+ goals against the top 6 with home advantage, what do you think is going to happen away from home? 2-3-0 losses already against first and second gives us an expectation today, which fits in perfectly with the 1.18 quote. Okay? The only negative, as I keep repeating, no spectators. Liverpool posted their worst home record ever, or since pre-war under Jurgen Klopp, without spectators. So that's the impact that can have. Remember the COVID era. POK Thessaloniki, top of the tree, have only conceded 2 goals at home, tend to keep clean sheets. They are playing OFI Crete, or Heraklion, I think. OFI Heraklion. 1-0 loss the last time these two met, so OFI could be spoilers here today, so just be careful about that. But 1-0 would be best case scenario for them, given that clean sheet record for PAOK Thessaloniki. OFI Crete, away from home, don't tend to score away against the top 6. So and again, fitting in with the odds, 3-0 and a 4-0 defeat against 2nd and 6th. So you're getting a quick snapshot by using the challenge table like this, and it'll give you an indicator of whether these odds are accurate as far as our expectations today is concerned. Panathinaikos against PAS Giannina, 2nd against bottom. So you've got an automatically bias towards 2nd in the league, haven't you? Let's have a look at their home form. Well, they haven't met the bottom 3 yet at home, Panathinaikos, but they have a raft of comfortable 3-0 to 5-0 wins against 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. That fits in yet again with today's quote for Panathinaikos. PS Giannina, well, they only beat them 1-0 the last time these two met. PS Giannina, away from home, haven't met the top 4 away from home, but if they are losing to the top 4 at home, including that 1-0 against Panathinaikos, we think they're playing today, yep, then they're unlikely to win away from home. But please remember, no spectators could change the whole complexion of these matches. Okay, Liga Ha'al, all hail to the ale, Hapoel Beersheva. So we're going to keep an eye on Maccabi Haifa today. Maccabi Tel Aviv, both very strong favourites away from home. Maccabi Tel Aviv have an excellent defensive record, so they're unlikely to be troubled if the opponent scores first. I'm sure that Maccabi will reply. Indeed, Ashdod scored first against Hapoel Beersheva. All hail to the ale, and they managed to get 4 goals in response. Coppa Italia, well, you saw AC Milan turn up yesterday. It's up to you whether you want to play Atalanta Sassuolo, 1.45 Atalanta, and Roma under the special 1.4 favourite there today. And that's it today. Start time Well, I'll try to hoover up some of the early kickoffs for you, 2 o'clock onwards. But I'm still a little reluctant in getting involved in these late evening matches because there's only 2 or 3 of them. In fact, there's the late match, Girona Atletico Madrid, 2.4 the favourite, and at the French Super Cup, I'm not staying up for that. I need a high volume of matches to stay up and trade for you. But I will be on hand throughout the day, starting, I would suggest, about 3 o'clock, just to take our way through the Greek Super League, make sure that these odds-on favourites are not inconvenienced by playing in front of no spectators. So that's it for today. I'll hopefully see you 3 o'clock onwards, but please don't expect a whole raft of trades today. These are very sticky coupons. Ordinarily, you'd be avoiding 2.38, 2.25, 2.4. That's 3 out of 4 Spanish La Liga matches at those odds. Okay, no spectators in Greece, just adds a little dampener to that one. And we've got a couple of good matches in Israel, and the Coppa Italia, you either play it or you don't. So we will see you about 3 o'clock onwards a bit later on. Thank you.